On to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at, Genesis chapters 27 and 28,
Okay.
verses 41 through 22. We've got this really fascinating daily Bible study put out by Fazioli Publishing. And as always, our goal is to kind of dig into the text a little bit
Yeah.
and see what kind of insights we can pull out that, might resonate with you guys listening at home, no matter, where you're coming from in terms of your background with this type of material. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And I think today is particularly interesting because we're really kind of at a turning point in the story.
Yeah.
You got Jacob. He's just pulled off, shall we say, a pretty impressive act of persuasion
Yeah.
with his dad Isaac and his brother Esau. And let's just say the family dynamics are reaching a bit of
a boiling point.
a boiling point.
Yeah, Esau's not too happy about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Jacob's got to make a very quick exit. He's leaving behind everything he's ever known, his family, his home, his everything. And he's stepping out into this completely uncertain future. I don't know if you noticed this detail, but in the text, when he stops for the night, it mentions that he uses a stone as a pillow.
Oh, wow.
Just like picture that for a second.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate symbol of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And just like he's alone, it's just him and this rock.
Yeah.
And he's carrying the weight of all the choices he's made and no idea what lies ahead.
Yeah, and it's like in that moment when you think things can't get any worse for Jacob, it's then that something truly remarkable happens.
Yeah.
He has this vivid dream. The text describes it as a ladder stretching from earth all the way to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. And then at the top, God himself appears to Jacob. I mean, talk about a game changer.
It's such a powerful image, right? This ladder dream.
Oh, yeah.
And then God speaks. And, given what Jacob's just done, you might expect maybe a little bit of a
talking to.
A talking to, yeah. So what were you thinking? But that's not what happens at all.
Not at all.
Instead, God reaffirms this covenant, this agreement that he made earlier with Abraham, Jacob's grandfather, and Isaac, and extends it to Jacob as well.
Exactly.
There are these three key promises that really stand out in the text. So the first one is the promise of land. God basically tells Jacob, look, this land you're lying on right now, this is going to belong to you and your descendants. Like, that's a huge promise right there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, talk about feeling like an outsider. He's running away from his family. And in that moment, God says, this is yours. It's a remarkable statement.
Yeah. And then the second promise is this reassurance of God's presence. He says to Jacob, I'm going to be with you. Wherever you go, I got your back. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to guide you.
It's almost like this unconditional support that God offers, isn't it? No matter where you are not alone. That's a powerful message.
It is powerful.
Okay.
And then the third promise is this promise of fulfillment, that God will eventually bring Jacob back to this land, and that everything he's promised will ultimately come to pass.
So it's not just about the here and now, it's about this long-term vision, this future that God is outlining for Jacob and his descendants.
Yeah. And it's really striking to me that, all of this is happening against the backdrop of what Jacob has just done. He's not exactly in God's good graces right now.
Right. And that's what the Daily Bible Study really points out, is this incredible contrast. Jacob's actions didn't earn him any of this.
Right.
It's like these promises, they're not based on human merit at all. They come from somewhere else, something deeper. Maybe it's about God's own character.
Yeah, it's God's own nature to be faithful, to keep his promises, no matter what we do.
Exactly.
And then there's this other thing that really fascinates me. Where does this encounter take place? It's not in some, grand temple or a sacred shrine. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
In the wilderness.
Yeah, in the wilderness. When Jacob is at his most vulnerable, feeling totally lost and alone, it makes you think, where do we expect to find God?
Right. Do we limit our understanding of where God can be found? Do we box him in with our expectations? I mean, I think about my own life. How many times have I missed those unexpected moments of grace because I wasn't looking for them in the right place?
Yeah. And the text actually has Jacob saying, when he wakes up from this dream, he says, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. It's like this huge realization that he had this amazing, profound experience in this place he just thought was a random spot to spend the night. It makes you wonder, how often are we just completely unaware of God's presence around us?
We can be so focused on our own plans, our own struggles, that we miss the bigger picture.
Yeah, we miss the signs, the whispers, the unexpected encounters.
Exactly.
So Jacob wakes up from this dream, and he does something really interesting. He takes the stone that he was using as a pillow, and he sets it upright, like a pillar. And he gives that place a name, Bethel, which means house of God.
It's a powerful gesture, isn't it? He's marking this place where he had this encounter with God. He's creating a physical reminder of this experience.
Yeah. It's like he's saying, this spot is special. Something significant happened here. I need to remember this.
Mm.
It makes me think, how do we create our own Bethels in our lives?
Right.
How do we mark those moments, those experiences that have really shaped us, changed us, or connected us to something bigger than ourselves?
It could be a physical place, a journal entry, a photograph, anything that helps us remember and hold on to those moments of clarity, those moments of grace.
Yeah. And, the daily Bible study brings up a really interesting point. It says that Jacob's story isn't just some ancient tale about one man's journey. It's a reflection of a God who pursues us, even in our brokenness, even when we've messed up, and guides us towards these amazing promises. As you listen to this, how do you see parallels between Jacob's journey and your own life?
I think we've all had those moments of uncertainty, those times when we felt lost or like we'd made the wrong choice. But looking back, maybe we can see how those experiences ultimately led us to something good, something unexpected.
Yeah. Maybe those detours, those wrong turns, those wilderness experiences were actually part of a larger plan.
Exactly. And that leads us to this final thought for you to ponder. Jacob's story starts with deception, a really negative act, but it becomes the catalyst for this incredible encounter with God, a new beginning for him. Think about those times in your own life when maybe a difficulty or even a mistake you made led to an unexpected insight or a change in direction. What might those moments reveal about the bigger picture of your own journey? Sometimes the path forward isn't clear, but those unexpected encounters, even in our own wildernesses, can lead to a profound new understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
So much to think about. Thanks for joining us on another deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.